Hi, this is Rob from Tesla Owners US, and I was in Germany and I met an interesting person, and he was from www.e-mobility-driving-solutions.de, and it's about these pieces which connects to something, and actually it connects to your car, and a Raspberry Pi. That is one of the smallest computer ever. Has a storage card in here, 4 USBs, an RJ45 HDMI connection, power and speaker or microphone or camera. So, and this comes after the intro. Very interesting report.
I pressed to say.
I can remember there was a lawsuit in California where people were afraid of what happened with their car because they suddenly lost the range, and especially they lost the range after an upgrade. So what that proves here is that when you get an upgrade and the range drops significantly, you can find out typical range in connection to software updates. And
so basically what
Mike is providing tools for that.
And basically what you see here, nobody is really registering what kind of software happened to be updated into my car at which time. Nobody does it in normal ways. But I know many people who are using Excel sheets or filling them out in the car. So basically all that useless stuff could be avoided by using the Tesla logger, because the device is continuously logging without interruption all the behavior of your car.
So you're reading that out and you are storing it where? You're storing it on
It's on that Raspberry Pi.
On that Raspberry Pi.
It's located inside of your home network, so you are responsible for the data inside. It's stored.
It's not accessible through any other sources.
No, it's only containing. That's the only place with a different approach than a usual cloud service like Tesla Phi would do it. Because the only place where the password for the car is located is here on the micro SD, which is inserted in that Raspberry Pi. There's no other place, so basically it's acting like the Tesla app, and it's
you can read that out through your network. You're connecting it in the network, and then you have an app for that.
It's not it's simply a browser.
It's a browser. So you're going to that server address in your own home network. Is that correct? And on that home network, you are accessing that Raspberry Pi through that web browser.
And so it's available as well in the car itself. So basically, my approach is.
And you built that tool, right? You built that tool with all of the settings.
The graphical display is an open source system, but we are using it for mapping purposes as well. So we are collecting data. It's as well visible inside the car through the web browser, so you could easily see which distance I have traveled before, what was my energy consumption while you were driving, because the navigation system shows you only what is lying ahead of you, and it's not showing where you already been. So basically that's the extension I see as well inside of the car.
And so show me there are more options here what you have, right? So what are the additional options what you have? So we have now seen there, we see there degradation. So what is another interesting option? So you see, I see that degradation now, and then you are going down. There is SOC,
it's state of charging,
charging
statistics, which means how often do I use my car in a way where it's left at the supercharger with 0% left, or 5%, 10%. That's basically that thing. Then you have a historic of the whole charging.
A charging history,
complete charging history of the car. Basically what shows that I'm really counting on the data from battery management system, so I usually drive until I have only 10% left, 5%, so basically I know what the capacity of the car is. On the other way, I could as well collect the data about state of charge charging statistic, to which percentage are you charging. It's showing as well how the user is behaving.
How many times you're charging 100%, how many charging you're trying 95%, 90% and so on.
Because basically that was the first question an insurance company was raising about the behavior of EV drivers. Because basically if you charge it until 100% and you leave the car like it is with 100% fully charged, then you're really
causing degradation.
Yeah, that's basically the reason. That has to be avoided.
That is also a proof for the insurance where you can say, look, I'm charging my car always to 80%, and why are you complaining about that? There are only so many times where I'm charging it higher.
Basically what I meant with leaving Excel sheets was as well that you never have to fill out any forms again, because you have graphs here in the car which is showing how was the charging currently. That was basically near Leipzig, a charging situation yesterday, where besides myself was another supercharger stall, Model 3.
So you shared the supercharger with someone else, and you pulled 30 kilowatt at that point of time.
And when the Model 3 left,
then all of a sudden it just jumped up.
It jumped up until 70%. So basically I have as well proof on that same supercharger what's the difference on that charging graph between CCS retrofit, which is a German thing or European thing. We have not only Type 2 connector, which is Tesla protocol working on, but we have as well CCS. So basically based on that data I can really answer that the same charging from 2 I reach with CCS in around 3 minutes earlier.
So basically you can prove that for a Tesla charger this takes this amount of time, and for a CCS charger it takes another amount of time.
It's the same charging stall, but there are 2 plugs inside. And one thing was as well, we have OBD hardware for battery management diagnostics inside of the car, and I created a report because I was questioned from a user, how much energy does it cost if you leave the OBD plug powered on inside of the car? And basically it was a virtual amount of money I have here arranged. It's around €4 something in 1 month in June, where I never had touched it in the car completely, and in the next month I left it completely inside of the car. So you see that's exactly between June and July there's 1 day difference.
Not even 90 cents.
But that's around €2 if you're €1.90 as difference. Where you can say it's approximately €1.50, which is the difference if you have that equipment left in your car. In Model 3 we have the equipment which is simply powering off as well with a car. So it never would cause that kind of vampire drain additionally when the equipment is left.
So in the Model 3 you can control that basically. So you can say...
basically we use a connection which is as well controlled when you leave the car and you switch it off. Not exactly, we are currently working on a solution for that Sentry mode, where you simply are monitoring the car, then the equipment will be as well switched on in the same way.
So you can also validate how much power Sentry mode will cost.
Exactly.
That would be an important information, because it might take some really significant amount of energy.
And if you look, that's a different thing. It's a different car. So we see ourselves as well as collectors of that kind of data. So you see that as well from a Model 3, and you see basically the same kind of behavior. It's data from a different car. It's here as well at the location where we are currently. So basically you see there is exactly the same behavior. So you can say approximately €5, that will be the loss of the car when it's switched without any Sentry mode, because it's residing inside of the garage. But if you would change it, you can easily compare it to other to have a difference really based on data, not on assumptions.
So you can prove this will be an amount of energy used.
And it's working on Model 3s, it's working on Model S, and you see it's a complete different behavior of that user of the Model 3, because he's really storing his car when it's really around 20 to 40%, because it's never using it until it's completely depleted, until today, because he has to drive it to the finish line. But that was really data from today, so even consumption could be shown, and that's basically the interesting point when you're looking into a car. What was in the last 6 hours happening on the car. And you see from our drive we had here, where is the location, what was the speed, how was the consumption of energy, you see the recuperation as well.
Yeah.
And basically that's all data which is by the way collected. You have not to do anything for it, it's done for you. We are providing that.
So you're taking it, you're just scooping it off because it's already been created, you're just using it as data.
Yeah. So we are collecting it, and basically that kind of reports could be easy as well adjusted and to be extended. It's not a thing. And if you see that first point we had on that degradation, why I can say and answer it honestly, that same kind of behavior is not a phantom thing which only happens on the Model S with the 85 kWh battery.
Yes.
Tesla has tested it as well on other cars.
So that means
that's the Model
that
3.
degradation for the same software versions for the 20.4.2, it behaved the same way, it dropped in degradation.
And you have valid data because we see it's 497 and it was declining until 173. And if a user experiences that kind of behavior from a brand new car, he raises up questions.
So why did it happen?
The service center got around 2,000 calls by phone from drivers only related to the battery issues. And so you have now to wonder yourself why the service center wasn't reachable anymore and why they have changed the phone connection completely in Germany, because people have that question and Tesla is not answering them.
So, but here you have the possibility to find out.
Yeah, basically all data.
What did happen?
As earlier as you start to collect your data, as earlier you're capable to answer questions. So basically we have no possibility to go backwards like in the Roadster, because in Roadster you have certain capabilities to look backwards in the log files, but here inside of the car. But here we can only start to collect data and to monitor and to log data from your car when you have started to start with the operation phase of the Tesla logger. Yeah. And that's basically the idea. We want to open that up. We want to allow the people to have access to that kind of data, and we are working on that.
So basically what you're saying, that this is my car and it's my data.
Exactly. Because basically in Germany I will force as well a lawsuit against Tesla, because like Microsoft has to announce what is the contents of the software package it is distributing towards the computer. It's showing there's a hotfix and it's connecting something for Exchange, something for Office, something for... It has to be inside because it's an update for a software thing.
Yeah.
Currently Tesla is avoiding that kind of attitude because they're saying that's a firmware thing or something. It is software and it has to be handled like ordinary software system on your personal computer, and not like an Easter egg where you install the software and you know, oh, there's a new update about some dock mode inside of the car. Like an Easter egg, you're opening up and you see, oh, there's some new thing inside. So basically that's what we intend to do.
But that might be that something else has been installed here.
Yeah,
right? But at the same time, at that software version,
I show it again.
That software version, can you show that software version again when the software version is installed at that point of time? Yes, here. At that software version, all of a sudden now you have to say, okay, good. Now let's find out. And then here, got the degradation.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is actually pretty expensive in California, when you say it like that. Yeah.
I know it, but if you look on that, it's valid data, it's showing, and we could even repeat that kind of thing. So we have currently, out of that previous open source attitude to the project, we have around 300.
Then my last question is, what do you think? Why that happened? Why was that software update introduced?
Because of that Shanghai accident in the garage. So basically they put a limit to prevent anything to happen again. But in result, if you look onto my car, it's really resulting in a thing where I from now on will charge my car completely until 100% state of charge. Why? because I know that exactly 6.5 kilowatt hours
are being
spare.
removed on the top.
Yeah, so
So
basically,
because of that, now I'm charging my car higher.
and you see, even with that attitude, I never changed anything. I'm charging AC and DC, and I have as well the statistics I showed you inside of the car.
So basically, after you had that update, you said, okay, I don't have to charge 90% anymore. Now I'm charging 95 or 100% because I know there's still a reserve on the top.
Yeah, basically what you see here, that's my charging statistics. I know where I have charged, and it's easy, understandable. That's the thing which I most frequently visited is a supercharger, because I have free supercharging on my car.
Yeah.
And I see exactly at which point I'm charging. It's mixture of.
And then you say how many times you are charging there, and yet you were at the Weimar supercharger 66 times.
Yeah, so basically because I'm weekly traveling from Weimar to Berlin,
Yes.
I have the amount of kilowatt hours I have charged, I have the.
And then you had 1834 kilowatt, and yeah. So this is all really interesting stuff, what I'm thinking, and you get all of your data out of your Tesla.
Yeah.
So there's nothing been hidden anymore.
Yeah.
Every charging session can be done, and it's almost extendable to eternity, when you say to whatever you have.
Basically, we are partners of even software developers who are going into the car with onboard monitoring, and with them together we can even use the data which is generated inside the car, and with Scan My Tesla or TM Spy, and you simply can store it as well together with all the other data which is collected through the API inside of one Tesla logger.
Give us your information again. What is the company? What is the email web address?
The web address is www.e-mobility-driving-solutions.de. And basically there's as
and
well
you're speaking English and German and
Norwegian,
Swedish. This is good, very good. So everybody can contact you and said, my data has not been hidden anymore, and I want to participate in the project. You can supply them with the
necessary hardware
and software, and we can access also Model 3 soon, right?
Exactly.
Also Model 3s, and said
we're currently the only suppliers who are providing that kind of solution for the Model 3s. We have developed it in the past, and currently we have shipping conditions to the US as well for 20 euros, and it will arrive in around 10 business days. That's already tested.
Good. Hey, it was very interesting, that solution, and I'm also a fan of this is my car, this is my data. So, and
let's stay in contact on that.
Let's stay in contact on that. I bring it on my channel, as you know, Tesla Owners US, and I've talked to Pete and Peter Gruber about that, and I'm doing a little bit more explanation because they are interested also to see what the history of that car is. Because if they buy, for example, a salvage car or other cars, they want to know what the history is. Or if they sell it, they want to tell them, hey, I'm selling this car.
You want to give it with an honest feeling that you have not giving anything away for money which is simply damaged or something like that, with some hidden errors inside.
Okay, that's all. Hey, thank you very much. All right, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
I pressed insane. I went insane.